Hello everyone. Today we are going to see what are the different key stages in the digital image processing. We have already seen what digital image processing is, what the image is, and what is the image processing. Now we are actually going to see the different techniques that we can perform in the digital image processing. The first technique, as we have discussed, it is the image acquisition. So image acquisition, it is nothing but we are capturing the image in presence of light, and whatever the image, that is analog image, that we are converting in the form of a digital image. We require the digital image because we want to store it on the computer, and that's why we require always a digital image. So the image acquisition involves everything, that is capturing the image in presence of certain light. The light is illuminated on that particular object, and in the presence of light we are capturing that analog image, and then we are converting that particular image in the digital format. So this digital format, digitally formed image is stored in the computer for further processing. Then we have to apply the different processing techniques on these particular images which are stored in the computer. So the first technique, it is the image enhancement. Enhancement, the word itself suggests that we are improving the quality of the image. Now this is a subjective criteria where user decides whether the quality of that particular image is improved or not. So it is called as a subjective criteria, where there is no any scale to measure the performance of the image. Only the user decides that particular quality. So here we can either use the technique like zooming, contrast stretching, or deblurring to enhance the image, and again it depends on the application. So this image enhancement technique, it is highly application specific, and the result of the enhancement is subjective. That means the user decides whether that particular result is applicable to his application, that is correct for its application, whether that subject is satisfied or not. The next type of application, we call it as a image restoration. So this image restoration is somewhat similar to the image enhancement technique. Here also we are going to enhance that particular, or you can say improve the quality of the image, but here mostly the objective is to reduce the noise in that particular image. It is different from image enhancement, because in the image enhancement user decides whether the quality is improved or not, but in the image restoration it is the model that we are using for improving that quality. It decides whether the quality of that image is satisfactory or not. So it is not at all a subjective criteria, it is a mathematical calculus that we are using for the image restoration. We can recover the image after the restoration of that particular image, and we can use this particular technique in both spatial as well as in the frequency domain. The next technique is the morphological image processing. So this image processing, it is when it is these operations that processes the images based on their shapes, we call it as a morphological processing. So there are many morphological processing operations on these particular images, like we can say dilation, erosion. That means, as we have seen here in this particular image, there are very small minute gaps. We have to make them clear. So we are applying certain operations like dilation, erosion, opening, closing. So this all comes under the morphological processing. Next comes the segmentation. The segmentation is a process of partitioning the digital image into multiple segments. Now segments means they are nothing but they are the parts of the image. So this segmentation technique, we are making the different parts of the image depending on certain objects. That is, it can be image object, it can be set of pixel, And how we are making the segmentation? There are different techniques. We are using the features like color, texture to segment the image. That means if in the given image we want to separate out the background as well as foreground object, we can separate these two objects in based on their colors. So this is the feature that we have used here, a color, for segmenting this particular image. Now this is a typical operation which is a pre-processing steps in many other operations in the image processing. Here in this particular image we are giving the input as a full image, but at the end as output we are getting the different partitioned image. So we are not getting all the contents of the image as it is at the output in the segmentation. In the previous techniques like image enhancement, image restoration, image morphological processing, we are giving the input as full image as well as we are getting the output as a full image. But now onwards, whatever the techniques we are going to discuss, here we are giving the full image as a input, but we are not getting the same full image as the output, but we are getting only the object of interest as a output. So these are the specialized processing techniques that we are going to apply on this particular image. Now the object recognition. So in the object recognition, as the name suggests, we are identifying that particular object. So we are identifying the object. It can be in the image or it can be in the video. So it is the key output of the many application. We can use the segmentation here as a pre-processing technique, and we can identify the object. We can recognize the particular object for further analysis or further applications. Then we are going to the next, that we are calling it as a representation and the description technique. This is again we can use the image segmentation as a pre-processing technique for this particular step. The name suggests we are representing and we are describing the object. Now here we are using the boundaries of the object to describe the shape of that particular object. So image is segmented into object. It can be segmented as a foreground object or the background object. Then we are deciding the boundaries of that particular object, and depending on some characteristic features in the computer processing, we are now representing and describing this particular object. So there are many such techniques. The one which is described in this is the chain course. The next is image compression. Now image compression, everybody knows that we are communicating with the image data in our day-to-day life. Say for example, WhatsApp image, Facebook image, we are communicating the lots of image. We have to send it from source to destination. And we have already seen that how much large data we require to store one image. Suppose it is a 1024 into 1024 bytes. So this much amount of data we require to store, at least this much amount of data we have to use to store one single image, and it is a grayscale image. If it is a color image, then again the size of the image increases. Now when we have to communicate the number of images, then this is not affordable to send this big amount of data. That's why to store the image data, we can use the different techniques like compressing. Compressing means we are reducing the size of the image. What is the use of this? To store the images effectively, or to send from source to destination. To communicate effectively, we need the image compression. A very popular technique that is going to use in our day-to-day life is the JPEG. So JPEG is one file format which is in the compressed form. We can store our images with a good quality of the data. Similarly, we can send, we can communicate these images using this JPEG images. Then the color image processing, we can perform certain processing on the color images. I will not discuss this in detail because this is not part of our syllabus. Thank you so much.